Hello everyone and welcome to Smallville. This is going to be a brand new park, brand new series on the channel, which I'm really excited for. Don't worry, I promise, American Dream is not going anywhere. We have gone way too far in that project to quit now. This is simply just to kind of diversify the upload lineup a little bit, make it a little bit more interesting. Right now I'm uploading only two styles of content. It's either a one-off roller coaster or an episode of American Dream. So I kind of wanted to try my hand at another series here to make it a little bit easier for me to make content so I don't get bored as easily. Anyway, as you can see, we're going to be building Smallville, which will be a 50 by 50 park. I'm really excited for that challenge. I've never built one of these before. Of course, I've seen a million people do it in Planet Coaster 1. I haven't really seen many people do it in Planet Coaster 2 yet, but I definitely wanted to try my hand at it, and I'm really excited. Of course, if you're familiar, the rules are pretty simple. Anything relating to the park, any rides, attractions, shops, anything like that has to be inside of this 50 by 50 square. A goal for myself is to try to keep it as realistic as possible. It would be pretty easy just to stack a bunch of rides on top of each other and it would be very unrealistic, but that's not what I want to do because that's really easy to do and that's not much of a challenge. So I really want to try to keep it as realistic as possible and still try to fit in as much as I possibly can into the park. Anyway, that's pretty much it for the rules and stipulations and for this little intro video. So let's get into the time lapse. So what we're building today is going to be the front entrance of the park. I mean, it makes sense. We're starting a new park, so why not build the front entrance? And I have to be real, like, this is probably my favorite building I think I've ever done in Planco 2. And I'm like really happy with how it came out. It has like a super modern but also charming look to it, which I really think is unique. I feel like it's hard to get that in a building, which I'm just excited about the building, to be honest. I'm excited about this whole project, but this building I'm really happy with. And well, as you can see, we're using these awesome roof tile pieces, these metal roof tile pieces. They're awesome. They're scalable. They look great. They look like a super like modern corrugated roof. Fantastic. Absolutely love these pieces, and I use them all the time now. I saw them be used by I don't even know who used it. I think it was Mineral in Wet and Wild. It was like one of the first like Planco 2 like videos that I watched, and man, absolutely fantastic. Like I've been using these pieces nonstop. Fantastic pieces. Anyway, I'm gonna stop talking about how fantastic they are. But yeah, this building is very, very interesting. It's inspired by a park over in, I believe, Germany. Actually, I wasn't able to find out where the park was, to be honest with you. I couldn't find much information on it. It's called Centro Park. So if you just look up Centro Park front entrance, the way I found it, I just looked up theme park front entrances and this came up. It's a very unique front entrance and I really, really like it. It's very, very cool. However, it's way too like high tech. So this is kind of like a dumbed down version because I feel like that one is definitely very like full on Victorian. I wanted this one to feel much more modern, like it was recently done, but it kind of has some like old charm to it. Maybe as like maybe like this park had like an older entrance that they decided to redo, but they decided to keep some design elements from the old one, like this archway that we just made out of art shapes. Very, very simple to do, by the way. If you guys like want to make your buildings a little bit more detailed, just use art shapes to try to create some unique patterns and things like that. Especially if you're going for like a more Victorian look. It looks fantastic. It makes it look so much better than just like a regular an archway, sorry. I love it. And as you can see, we're just kind of finishing up here, trimming it off, and create like a full-on archway. And I think it really just makes the building look so good. Like as you can see, it has a very like modern like vibe with the top half, like with the roof and everything. It's very, very modern, but underneath it's very, very almost Victorian, I would say, and it's charming. Like it really is. And I'm just so happy with how like it overall like it came out, which I'm just like, again, like this whole building I'm just like stoked about. Anyway, of course we're putting 2 ticket booths on the side. They're just like the information booths. I did not write like tickets or anything anywhere. I should. I'll have to do that in a later episode. So yeah, this is going to be a series, by the way. If you're new here and are wondering like what's going on, this will be a series. If you couldn't tell already. So subscribe if you want to keep up with the series. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you. I appreciate it. But yeah, Anyway, I don't know what to talk about now. Anyway, let's talk about how like excited I am for this series. Of course, like American Dream exists, and I love American Dream, and American Dream has been doing so good, and it's by far the best thing I've ever built in Planko 2, or sorry, in Planet Coaster in general. Planko 1 or Planko 2, it's like the best park I've ever built. However, I just wanted to get away from it, or to have a way to get away from it, if that makes sense. I don't know. I explained it a little bit in the beginning, but I just felt like it was kind of repeating itself over and over and over again. I'd make a one-off roller coaster, and then I'd do a couple episodes of American Dream. One-off roller coaster, and I'd do a couple episodes of American Dream. Like, I just really wanted to have something different where I could just kind of go to and still make content for you guys, still play the game. And this is kind of my solution. Plus, I think a 50 by 50 park, I'm just so excited to do. Like, it's such an awesome challenge, and I cannot wait to tackle it. Like, it's going to be awesome. And plus, with this park, I really want to go for a super modern, generic vibe. Like, obviously, I want this park to feel like it's had history, but over the years, because of its small space, it's been updated so many times. And I feel like that's actually like really true to like real life, is like if you see, you know, I'm trying to, like, it's hard to figure out like an example, but I feel like the smaller the park is, the more it's forced to change, if that makes sense, because of how small it is. Like for instance, like if it has like an older roller coaster, it's not going to keep that old roller coaster if it's not getting the ridership. If it's a bigger park and they can just build a new roller coaster and still have the other one, they would, because, you know, why not? Also, by the way, here I'm expanding the boundary, because I initially started this off as a 15 by 15, and then I changed it to 30 by 30, and now it's finally like a 50 by 50. Anyway, I don't know why I thought doing a 15 by 15 or a 30 by 30 would be like acceptable. Like, I could fit one ride in a 15 by 15, and I could fit like 5 rides in a 30 by 30 max. So we're gonna see how many we can fit in a 50 by 50, but I'm hoping it's a lot more. Anyway, but yeah, I feel like this park, because of its small size, it would have a little bit more of a modern ride lineup. It doesn't have the room to expand, really. So if it's an old attraction that's not getting the ridership, you know, the park management would throw it out. Like, they would get rid of it and replace it with something new. And it's going to give me the ability to build some like awesome modern roller coasters, because I love doing that. I really want to do like a nice B&M invert in this park. I think it would be awesome, you know, flying over the pathways and stuff, similar to like Monster at Grunneland. I would love to do that. Like, you know, a B&M invert that was built, you know, early like 2010s, you know, without the pre-drop and everything. I think that would be freaking awesome. But yeah, of course, now we're building this really awesome fence. I forget like the style name that this fence is. I mean, you can tell me down in the comments, but I really like it. It's really, really awesome. I'm happy with how it looks. It's very like, how do I say, like garden-esque, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like this is like what gardens have for fencing. And I just place it on the side of the front entrance here, and it's gonna, yeah, I think it ties in really nice. Again, like it makes it feel classic. It makes it feel, you know, not like this super corporate modern kind of thing, but I mean, the building still looks a little bit more on the modern side, but it doesn't feel like super like in your face corporate, if that makes sense, which I really wanted. Like, I love the vibe that this entrance really has created. Like, it's awesome. Here I am just putting some vines on the fencing, because I feel like this is the kind of fencing that would have vines on it, and I just think it looks great. It really is awesome. And then putting in some lights, kind of finishing up the you didn't hear that, the front part here. I'm very, very excited for this project, though. I'm like, I don't know how to like explain it. And I know I just keep saying I'm like super excited, but it's true. I'm really excited, actually. I cannot wait to see where this goes. I also, some of my favorite amusement parks in real life are ones that squeeze in, like literally squeeze in rides and attractions. I love when a park can just like for instance, Hershey Park. If you go down in the Hollow, not to say that like this is going to be in the style of Hershey Park at all, but if you go down in the Hollow, which is, you know, down by Comet, Sky Rush, like you go down to the Hollow, you'll be waiting outside of like, you know, Sky Rush's entrance. And first off, you have like a bathroom located like underneath Sky Rush's station. You have, you know, Sky Rush, which is squeezed right in next to Comet. And then soaring over your head is Great Bear, the B&M invert. Like, it is insane. It is like sensory overload with the Hollow because of how many rides and attractions are kind of just like moving around you at once. Like, it is awesome. And then, of course, you know, up by Great Bear, like if you go up on top of the hill, like you have the Coal Cracker, which is a log flume, and you have a Super Duper Looper, all like intertwined with Great Bear. Well, I should say Great Bear is like actually intertwined with the other two because, you know, they were built first. But you get the idea. You get what I'm saying. And that's like the vibe that I absolutely love in theme parks. And here I am just making sure that I'm going to be able to like fit in rides. It's definitely going to be a tight squeeze. Oh, wait. That was the, oh my gosh. I made it 40 by 40. And then now I make it 50 by 50. So, yeah. Anyway, I don't know why I kept trying to make it as small as possible. I mean, in my head, I feel like I was just trying to like limit myself because I feel like the smaller the boundary is, the more likely I am to finish the park. But I mean, hey, I want to have fun with it too, so I want to try to be able to, you know, fit in as much as I possibly can. But anyway, that's pretty much it for the time-lapse portion of the video. And so we are now going to head into the real-time portion and just check out what we have done. So now we are in the real-time portion, and I think the overall build is fantastic. I think it looks great. It's super, super charming, but not like old. It doesn't look old, which I really like. It still looks relatively new, like it was built recently, or at least it's like a little bit newer than, you know, it's the park's original entrance. It doesn't feel like the park's original entrance, but I think it's still very, very charming. Anyway, coming over to the back side, I could do a little bit more on the back, I think. I probably will add a little bit more as time goes on, as we build the park and everything like that. But I mean, hey, I think for now, I think it's really nice, especially since this is like more about the front of the entrance right now. Coming over here, awesome foliage. I love the fencing with the vines, super awesome. Makes it feel very, very quaint and quiet, which I like. And then the trim. You can do so much with art shapes now because you can scale them, which is just great. I'm so happy with like how like the trim came out. It doesn't look overbearing. It doesn't overbear it. It really just adds to the building, which I really like. So, yeah. And the Smallville sign I do like as well. I think it, you know, with the basic in-game letters, awesome. It looks great. As you can see here, it's already taken up a pretty big chunk. Like, I'm happy with the size of it. I don't think it's too big, but I mean, it definitely has taken up like a decent amount of space. Like, it's, you know, it's not a tiny amount of space that's being used. It's definitely like a decent chunk. So, but that's gonna be pretty much it for the video. So thank you guys so much for watching the first ever episode of Smallville Amusement Park, the 50 by 50 park that we're gonna be doing. So make sure you guys like and subscribe. Seriously, if you guys have made it all the way, why not like and subscribe at this point? And yeah, I'll see you guys soon for episode 2. Bye-bye.